You've spent your life working hard, saving, doing everything right. But there's one retirement mistake that's so big, so common, and so devastating. Most Americans don't even know they've made it until it's too late. And today, I want to tell you about someone who almost did. A man named Frank Dawson from Flagstaff, Arizona. Age 66, he had just retired with $678,000 saved across his 401k and IRA. But within months, a decision he'd made years ago came back to haunt him, and he nearly lost everything. And the scariest part? What happened to Frank is happening right now to thousands of retirees across the country. If you're retired or approaching retirement, you need to hear this. Let's zoom out. In just the last few months alone, inflation hit 3.2%, still well above the Fed's 2% target. National debt soared past $34 trillion, and major banks like New York Community Bank faced solvency fears, reminding us just how fragile the system really is. And yet, most Americans still keep the bulk of their nest egg in the market, in stocks, in accounts that could get crushed by a downturn or inflation spike. That's the mistake. The number one retirement mistake is not diversifying away from risk soon enough. Frank had all his savings in market-based assets until a buddy of his, a retired Air Force colonel, told him about something he'd done quietly 2 years earlier. A gold IRA rollover. Frank listened, did his research, and made the move. He rolled over $223,000, roughly a third of his total savings, into physical gold through a self-directed gold IRA. 2 months later, the market dipped. His remaining stocks lost nearly 15%. But the gold, it held its value. In fact, it gained. Now look, I'm not saying gold is some magic bullet, but when you're retired, you don't get do-overs. And the truth is, inflation, debt, and market instability aren't just headlines. They're threats to your livelihood. Gold has been a store of value for over 5,000 years. It doesn't evaporate when the Fed raises rates or a bank fails. That's why more and more Americans, especially retirees, are rolling over a portion of their IRA or 401k into physical gold. Because it's not about chasing returns anymore. It's about preserving what you've earned. So here's the question. Are you going to wait until it's too late? Or are you going to take 10 minutes to understand if a gold IRA rollover could be right for you? Because I can promise you this. Frank Dawson sleeps a whole lot better now. If you want to learn how a gold IRA works, or how to start one without fees, click the link below this video. You'll get a free guide that walks you through every step with no obligation. You worked hard for your retirement. Don't let one mistake erase it.